Hey guys, welcome. Welcome to Week 14 preview of the All-Star Fantasy Football League. This is the last regular season weeks before the playoffs start, and that's next week. Right now, there are 3 teams that are guaranteed to be in the NFC. There are 2 teams guaranteed to be in the AFC. In the AFC also, we have 2 teams that are 8-5, and this week depends on who makes it in. All right? So let's just get on into it here. The preview for Week 14. First off, we got the Texas Cake Standers and the Big Blue World Champs. Now I got Phillip Rivers in there with Ezekiel Elliott, Mark Ingram. I got to bench James Conner because he's hurt. Adrian Peterson, I'm putting him in there. Tyler Boyd, Michael Thomas, of course. Zach Ertz, the usual. I'm projected right now at 137. Big Blue has Russell Wilson in there, Chris Carson, Brandon Cooks, Juju Smith-Schuster is in there for him, and Evan Ingram. He's projected at 97 points. But you guys know that these projections, they never right. Never. And anyway, 137, 97, that's a 40-point victory that's projected here. I think it'll be closer than that, Jeremy. Don't worry about him. Don't worry. Next matchup we're going to talk about is Buckeye Nation and the Corn-Fed Fatties. Aaron Rodgers in there for Brian. He's got to win, and the Fatties got to win. Anyway, Giovanni Bernard, he's got Antonio Brown in there too with Kenny Galladay. 113 projected for Buckeye Nation. For the Fatties, Brandon, you got Kirk Cousins in there, Leonard Fournette, Aaron Jones, Stephon Diggs. Wow, this is a good lineup. Tyrell Williams and George Kittle. I don't know about the tight end from San Francisco, but anyway. 126 Fatties, 113 Buckeye Nation is what's projected here. Anyway, good luck, fellas. We'll see. We will see. I'll get into the more of the playoff and who's seeded where here in a second. Next matchup, we got the Reapers and the Antlers. Trubisky in there for Mike. He's coming off an injury for Chicago. We'll see what happens. Mike Davis for Seattle, who's sharing carries for everybody else. Austin Eckler for San Diego, who is the number 1 running back this weekend for San Diego because of Melvin Gordon being injured. Cole Beasley for Dallas, Allen Robinson. Projected 90 points for the Reapers. Now, I don't think he's going to score 90 points. Mike has had a horrible team this season with 2 wins. He's in line for the number 1 draft pick. So right now, unless he wins this weekend. He did pull out a victory, a couple weeks ago? Something like that. Anyway, Antlers, we got Andrew Luck in here, 22 points projected, 20 for Devontae Adams, 16 from Julian Edelman. I don't know how the Patriots are going to play Miami. Miami's got a decent defense, and I think they're going to pressure up the middle for Brady and get in his face. I hope to see the Patriots lose, of course. Anyway, projected in this game, 132 for the Antlers, 90 for the Reapers. All right. Next matchup, we're going to talk about the Fairway Flyers and the Hooligans. Now, the Hooligans have a chance to be getting into playoff. Fairway Flyers, sorry, bud, you're out. But Chris here, you got Drew Brees in there. You're going to start Mahomes, you're going to start Brees. Mahomes, Brees. They're 2 of the top 3 quarterbacks top fantasy scorers, actually. Patrick Mahomes is number 1. Brees is at number 3 for top fantasy scores this season. And then they're both quarterbacks, and they're both on the same fantasy team. How did we let that happen, fellas? Anyway, Kenyon Drake in there. He's got Spencer Ware for the Chiefs, Adam Thielen for the Vikings, 110 projected for the Hooligans. Fairway Flyers, Cam Newton in there. Dalvin Cook coming off an injury. He's been injured off and on all year long. 15 for Jarvis Landry. Manuel Sanders, you got him in the lineup, but he is scheduled to get 0 because he torn his Achilles, and he will no longer be playing this season. 83 projected for Jonathan and the Fairway Flyers. 110 projected for Chris and the Hooligans. Chris, it was awesome having Chelsea, Cregan, and Crayson in here. They just left a few minutes ago, but it was awesome having them here. Anyway, next and final matchup we're going to talk about is Death by Taxes and Given the Business. Rodney versus Dave. If Rodney wins and Chris loses, Chris is in. Or Rodney's in. If Rodney wins and Chris wins, Chris is in. If Rodney loses and Chris loses, Chris is in. I'll go over that in a second. Death by Taxes here. Matt Ryan, 20 points. 22 for Todd Gurley. 17 for Julio Jones projected. For Given the Business, Deshaun Watson's projected for 15 points. Saquon Barkley, 22 points. 22 from Alvin Kamara, and for some reason, Christian McCaffrey is only projected at 16. 16 for Tyreek Hill. Man, this is going to be a close game, guys. Given the business, it's put up a lot of points this season, a lot of points. 128 to 126, given the business over death by taxes right now as it stands. Anyway, that's your final matchup. Well, guys, what we're going to talk about now is the playoff seeding and how that's going to work. Right now in the NFC, there's 6 and 7 Colorado Antlers, there's 6 and 7 Corn-Fed Fatties, and there's 6 and 7 Buckeye Nation. All you guys are in the playoffs. Who gets the bye depends. If right now, if the standings stay the same, which they're not going to stay the same because the Antlers play the Fatties, correct? If the Antlers win, their number 1 seed have a bye. If the Fatties win and the Antlers lose, they have a number 1 seed and a bye. If Buckeye Nation wins and the Fatties and the Antlers lose, Buckeye Nation gets the number 1 seed and a bye. But all 3 of you guys are in the playoffs. It just depends on who's going to be playing next week or who's going to get the week off. Now, as we just said, and the preview, we have the Antlers playing the Reapers. Reapers don't have anything to lose. You know, they're already out of the playoffs. But the Antlers win, they're number 1 seed. Now, the Fatties and Buckeye Nation do play each other. Now, if it comes down to the tiebreaker between the Corn-Fed Fatties and the Antlers and the Buckeye Nation and the Antlers, this is where it gets confusing. Right now, the better division record is all you guys have 5-2 records. Then it goes to the total points scored. So you get the overall win, you get the division win, and then underneath that is the total points scored. And we'll just have to determine that after this week. But right now, all 3 of you guys are in the playoffs. Over here in the AFC, death by taxes, right now you're sitting at number 1 seed. Texas Cake Sanders is sitting at number 2 seed. Who's the wild card? If the Hooligans wins and given the business win, Hooligan is in because they have a better division record. If Hooligans lose and given the business wins, then Rodney is in the wild card because he'll have a better overall record. If they both lose, if the Hooligans lose and given the business lose, then Hooligans will be in because still he will have the higher division, even though they have the same record. He'll have a better division record. I hope you guys are just as confused as I was a few minutes ago, but got it all figured out. All right, so tonight we got a lot of fun football to watch. Guys, just enjoy, relax, sit in front of the TV. It's going to be a fun weekend of football because there's a lot of teams in the NFL that need to win this weekend to help their playoff chances, and a lot of injuries that happened over practice this week and last week's games. So it's going to be tough. It's going to be tough, but it's going to be fun, guys. Good luck. Enjoy watching football. We'll see you on the recap next week. Take care.